What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal SpazPhoenix, the YWC reality check with a ridiculously, instead of late at night, early in the morning video. Warned you guys at the beginning of Road Signs that this is the period of the year where I pay a lot more credence to dirt sheets and whatnot, and rumors and speculation and fantasy booking. And inspiration for fantasy booking can come from pretty much anywhere, can't it? Now, the big rumor, unless you've been like living under a rock, is that the Undertaker came back last night at a house show. Now, I could do a whole video on how really bizarre it is for the Undertaker, who comes around once a year, to make his comeback at a house show, but I'm not going to. But it really, ultimately, it leads to, okay, well, what's Undertaker doing at WrestleMania? And it basically squashes any hopes that I had that CM Punk is going to be involved in the WWE title picture at WrestleMania. But, you know, for months and months and months, everybody in the WWE universe, you know, that we are, YWC, IWC, WWE fan base in general, is saying, well, you know, Triple H is going to face Lesnar, Undertaker is going to face CM Punk, or, you know, Triple H is going to bring back Undertaker to take care of Lesnar for him, and CM Punk's going to be in the world title picture, and da-da-da-da. And I looked at it, and the more I looked at it, the more realistic I got, and said, well, yeah, WWE's going to do Rock Cena too, because, you know, they think that's what we want. So we get left with two other great matches, CM Punk versus The Undertaker, and Triple H versus Lesnar 2. Now, the funny thought that crossed my mind last night was, wouldn't it be funny if, you know, we had a big old Teddy Long special, put those two matches together into a tag team match? And then I thought about it some more. And I thought about it some more, and I thought about it some more. And the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. And the more it made sense, the more it bothered me that it's not going to happen, if that makes sense. Triple H and The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar and CM Punk should happen. It should. Not only because I think it would be great, I think it would be a cool way to bring The Undertaker to WrestleMania, even though, you know, there's all kinds of speculation that his health isn't the greatest. If it was a tag team match, it would be less taxing on him. That kind of thing. And even though that he would lose, it would still be a great way to put over CM Punk. I mean, let's face it, Triple H is always going to be booked strong because he's the son-in-law of the owner of the company. Brock Lesnar is that huge crossover star that WWE loves. Undertaker is the Undertaker. If you're CM Punk, even if you lose, even if you get completely obliterated, your name is made even more just by being in that match. But I've got about 14 reasons why it makes sense to make this tag team match. This huge blockbuster, you know, all-star tag team match of Triple H and The Undertaker versus CM Punk and Brock Lesnar. Now let's look at Lesnar and Triple H first, because that's the easiest, it's the most recent, it's the most relevant. Lesnar beat Triple H at SummerSlam in that ridiculous match, you know, the perfect storm that really made no sense, but whatever. Lesnar also broke Triple H's arm, which he never really got revenge for because he lost. Lesnar also beat the hell out of Shawn Michaels, who's Triple H's best friend, and he never got revenge for it because he lost the match at SummerSlam. Lesnar made his comeback during a confrontation between Paul Heyman and Vince McMahon, and Lesnar beat the crap out of Vince McMahon to the point where I think it was his pelvis and his hip got broken by an F5. That's Triple H's father-in-law. That's the father of his wife. They could play up on just that alone. But, I mean, if you go back to the SummerSlam build, Paul Heyman representing Brock Lesnar came out, you know, cutting all kinds of promos on Triple H because Brock Lesnar wasn't there and they needed to progress the story, etc. But a lot of it revolved around Triple H's wife and kids, didn't it? That's really personal, and that really got, you know, the old school, you know, intense, I'm gonna rip your fucking throat out, Triple H out, which was great. There's enough right there to legitimize, or to, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for now, because I'm special like that. There's enough there to make Triple H versus Lesnar a thing. But let's look at Triple H and CM Punk. CM Punk was part of the chaos on Raw that cost Triple H his sort of on-screen, hey, I'm in charge of Raw role when they brought in John Laurinaitis. It was CM Punk, but it was also it was also Awesome Truth, because they were around causing all kinds of havoc, and they actually had a main event at Survivor Series, but, you know, that being what it may. As soon as Triple H took over, there was all kinds of pipe bombs on Triple H, and because CM Punk is better on the mic than Triple H, it's true, I'm a Triple H fan, but I mean, let's be realistic, CM Punk is pretty much the best mic handler they have in the WWE right now, so Triple H looked like a goof constantly. Now, Punk also verbally and physically assaulted Triple H's father-in-law, Vince McMahon. I mean, hell, CM Punk and Vince McMahon had a match, so there's that. There's Punk cutting pipe bombs on Vince McMahon. Not only is he cutting pipe bombs on Vince McMahon, who's Triple H's father-in-law, he's also cutting pipe bombs on the company that one day Triple H will be running, so he could take that to heart as well. Punk also insulted Stephanie, I mean, like, in grand fashion. And Punk, going back to the whole company bit, going back to the whole doing damage to the WWE, which Triple H will be running one day, Punk's the guy that tried to hold the WWE title hostage. So there's enough reasons right there to set up Triple H versus Punk. Now, Punk and Lesnar already have the connection as being the Heyman guys, so the idea that they would be a team is not too far off, but even the way they super book Triple H, they're not going to book Triple H in a handicap match against Lesnar and Punk. So who would Triple H go after? Who would it make the most sense for him to go after? Who has he gone head-to-head to in the past 2 WrestleManias, and who has earned his respect more than anybody else in those past 2 WrestleManias? He could call on The Undertaker, bring out Undertaker, say, you know what, this is a guy who's earned my immense respect, and this is the kind of guy I want fighting side by side with me to remove these 2 cancers from the WWE. And it makes sense. You go back in your history, back in CM Punk's Straight Edge Society days, he had a bit of a run against The Undertaker. Not at WrestleMania, obviously, but they did manage to make it into Hell in the Cell with each other, and CM Punk held his own pretty damn well. And I mean, the series of matches that Lesnar and Undertaker had back in the day, before Lesnar left to go do his UFC thing, I mean, ridiculous. And I mean, Taker was handled handily in some of those situations. Not only that, you know WWE would take that, like, 5-second clip from the UFC show where they sort of bumped shoulders and stared each other down, and they would just take that alone and blow it up to immense proportions. Now, also, I go back once again to the whole Heyman insulting Stephanie on behalf of Brock Lesnar, to the whole CM Punk cutting pipe bombs on Stephanie, making her sound like a slut and not wanting to shake her hand because he knows where it's been, and all those kinds of things, saying that she's the one that really wears the pants, whatever. If you look back in your wrestling history, and yes, this only snaps into my memory now because I watched SummerSlam 2003 last night, Undertaker, if you watch the history before Stephanie was actually involved in the WWE, when she was the GM, and even after she was the GM, Undertaker has a history of standing up for Stephanie McMahon. So that alone would make him want to, you know, sort of sidle up and team up with Triple H to take care of these guys. This could be an amazing match. Would CM Punk be overshadowed in some way, shape, or form? Yes, because there's extra elements in favor of all 3 of the other guys. Like I said before, Undertaker's the Undertaker, and nobody else is ever going to be the Undertaker, and that's just the way it is. Triple H is always going to look strong. Like I say, he's Vince's son-in-law, and that's just how it goes. Lesnar, we know WWE kisses Lesnar's ass. I mean, like, he's hardly ever there, and when he is there, it's the biggest thing ever, and he's doing this great cross-promotional thing for the WWE, so they have to make him look strong. Hell, they had him beat Triple H. CM Punk would look small in this match. At the same time, if CM Punk went into this match and managed to hold his own, this could do tremendous things for CM Punk, and it wouldn't hurt anybody else either. It would be another big reason for Lesnar to be there. It would be another big reason to have Triple H and Undertaker in the same ring, because we know that dynamic is fantastic. Everything about this works. It's not like a typical tag team match where it's like, okay, let's just take 4 random names, throw them together, and hope people get excited about it. No, the stories already exist. The reasons for this match to happen already exist. Now, on the more realistic side of things, I know it's not going to happen. I know we're probably going to get Punk versus Undertaker, and that's fine. I know we're going to get Triple H Lesnar too. That'll be a good... Hopefully that'll be better than SummerSlam, because their SummerSlam match was a bit disappointing. Now, here's the thing. I would rather, I really would rather CM Punk face Cena and The Rock at WrestleMania and at least be involved in the WWE title picture, because it will put him in that main event spot that he has deserved to be in for a long time. But if WWE got off its ass, realized some of the things that I realized, and made this match would be the main event, even if it opened the show. And I would be okay with that being the reason that CM Punk was removed from the WWE title picture. Though I do want him to hold that new belt, so I'm kind of torn. Now, on another note, anybody in the Toronto area, I will be going to the Road to WrestleMania house show at the Ricoh Coliseum in Toronto, March 1st, I think. If anybody else is in the area, anybody else that watches these videos is going to that show, give me a buzz, or look for me, or if you want to say hi to me, or whatever, I will be there, and it will be great. It will be cool to meet some people from the YWC, because I kind of haven't. Most of them are from the UK, and that's a bit of a hike for me. Anyways, that's it. A little bit of fantasy booking. Hope you guys had fun. I've been Spaz, your YWC Reality Check. Subscribe up there. Talk down there. Start a conversation. Keep these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later. But for right now, I'm tagging out. Bye, guys.